Pixel 8a and Galaxy A55 are around the same price and are the latest phones from Google and Samsung, but apart from the price tag, they are mostly different. I spent a full day with both phones in the city of Vienna to compare the battery life, thermals, pictures and videos, and user experience. I am more a scientist, and by the end of the video, you will know which one of these two phones are the best choice for you. I charged both phones overnight and started the day a bit late around 11 am. I put the SIM card on both phones connected to the same carrier. During the video, you will see an app that I wrote on the screen and shows the battery percentage and thermals of the phone. I have an unhealthy habit of watching YouTube shorts while having breakfast, and that's what I've done today too. The first noticeable difference between the two phones is that the A55 has a larger display but lower pixel density. Hence, the videos looks better on the Pixel 8a. After watching some shorts on Wi-Fi, the A55 drained a bit more, but it's most likely just due to the battery calibration. I'm going to put both phones in the back on my bike and go straight to Donauinsel FKK. One culture shock for me was this concept of FKK in Vienna, which means you can be nude. And the funny thing is that it is actually kind of in the city. You don't need to really try to go out of your way to find it. It is just right there. I started to take some pictures on the island. The pictures on the main camera is very similar, but Pixel 8a shadows are not overblown as much as A55. The picture the A55 took with the wide lens is also a bit too dramatic, and Pixel 8a did a better job capturing the scene. I zoomed into Leopold Church. If you zoom in, you realize Pixel 8a did a better job. The picture is less noisy and more true to the color. Samsung A55 camera produces a bit of a colder tone, while Pixel 8a is a bit warmer. Here is another picture from the main lens, and you can see the difference in a good lighting condition is very similar. Even though Pixel 8a produced better results, it came with the cost of high battery temperature. Pixel 8a battery raised to 39 degrees Celsius, which is 102 Fahrenheit, compared to 34 degrees Celsius of A55, which is 94 Fahrenheit. I continued biking along the beautiful Donau, and the battery level on Pixel 8a is 88%, while on A55 is now at 87%. The camera capabilities of the two phones are a bit different. For example, on Google Pixel 8a, you have an option called Pan while taking a video. It can result in a nice cinematic effect if your scene requires panning. For example, I took this shot while I was on my bike and the stabilization is amazing. On the other hand, Galaxy A55 gives you full access to Pro Mode, where you can change everything from the shutter speed to ISO, which determines the noise level and white balance of the picture or the video. One other main difference between the cameras is that the Galaxy A55 has a third camera dedicated to macro photography. I have a bit of a hot take here, and this is the most useless camera in existence. Even though Pixel 8a does not have a dedicated macro lens of 5 megapixel like Galaxy A55, which probably just for making the phone look more similar to the S24 Plus, in actual use the Pixel 8a main camera produces as good of a picture as A55 dedicated macro, if not better. Now the A55 is at 83%, while Pixel 8a is at 82%. The Pixel 8a is also a couple of degrees hotter than A55. I finished the route after around an hour and went to my favorite Turkish cafe before heading for lunch. So the shop behind me that I went for lunch is called Peanut Paradise, which roughly translates to chicken paradise. I really wonder if chicken heaven looks like this. I really hope that human's paradise doesn't look the same and is slightly better, but who knows. I got home around 3 p.m. and connected the phones to Wi-Fi to watch some YouTube. Then I played some chess using the Chrome browser. As you can see, neither of them got above 29 degrees Celsius or 85 Fahrenheit, even after an hour of light use on Wi-Fi. Now, Pixel 8a is 6% behind the A55. In total, I used the Pixel 8a so far for 3 hours and A55 for 3 hours and 17 minutes, while GPS was on for around 3 hours. While taking a video of Linus, I realized the annoying problem of Galaxy phone turning everything orange, including Linus. The color of Pixel 8a are more neutral. Both phones did an okay job taking picture of Linus while he was moving, but neither did a great job. Please subscribe to the channel if you want to see him more often. Now you are becoming an influencer. That's why you're so excited? That's why you're so excited. One important aspect of choosing a phone is also the user experience. Galaxy A55 comes with OneUI and Pixel phones have vanilla Android. OneUI often has a few more tricks, like here you can make Linus into a sticker, or in the setting menu there are a couple of more options, or the setting is more accessible. On the other hand, Pixel phones come with less bloatware and have some funky AI stuff like circle to search or magic eraser. Another main difference between Pixel 8a and A55 is of course the size. Pixel 8a is a phone that I can personally use one-handed, while for Samsung A55 that would be close to impossible. Both the width and height of the phone are too large for me to reach while holding it with one hand, and you can see my struggle here. Write down in the comments which phone size fits you better. To test the thermals of the phones, I did a video call. You may notice that the image on A55 is much better, which is produced by Pixel 8a. And in general, the A55 selfie camera quality is very disappointing, especially compared to Pixel 8a. On the other hand, A55 temperature didn't rise like the Pixel 8a did. By the end of the test, the Pixel 8a was 7 degrees hotter than A55, which is too much. The display temperature of both of them was similar. Of course, part of it is because of the smaller form factor, but Tensor G3 is also inefficient. Another argument though is that Pixel 8a G3 has better performance compared to Exynos 1480, but that's just part of the problem. I then headed out for ice cream and also to take more videos and photos at sunset. For portraits, the Pixel 8a made my face a bit darker compared to A55. Taking a close-up picture, I feel Pixel 8a did a better job and A55 sharpened the hell out of Sabrina's face. For normal pictures, I once again noticed the Galaxy A55 added a bit of a yellow color to everything and the white balance is kind of off, which is something I noticed a lot using the A55. That's also the same case for ultra-wide cameras. I also took some videos to compare the Pixel 8a to the Galaxy A55 using 2x zoom. I noticed the A55 didn't do a great job with jittering and there were also some light shifts in the scene, while the Pixel 8a image was more stable throughout the video. For photography, once more Pixel 8a was more capable, which shows the better computational photography of Google compared to Galaxy A55. The colors are much more natural, there are much more details captured, and the dynamic range is just better. So Google Pixel 8a has a feature called Voice Enhancer. Now I'm talking to the Pixel 8a, there's a heavy traffic on the background, but potentially it should remove the noise. Now I'm talking to Galaxy A55. I don't know how the noise cancelling works there, but let's hear it together and see whether it works better. So what's the final result? It is exactly midnight, so 12:04 to be exact. The Pixel 8a has 33% battery left and Galaxy A55 has 45% battery left. So very obviously Galaxy A55 is better at thermal management, has a larger battery, and holds juice much more than the Pixel 8a. For the reference, both of them are around 5 hours of screen times for today. At the same time, the Pixel 8a, in my opinion, has a better form factor, has a much better camera, and also I really like this vanilla Android experience. Also, for example, right now the Android 15 beta is out there, and I can get it on my Pixel phone, but I can't get it on A55. So my verdict is that if you want a compact phone that has a good camera and you want that vanilla Android experience, go for the Pixel 8a. If you want a larger phone, you want OneUI and you need better thermals or better battery life, go for the Galaxy A55. But you also have two other options. One of them is that you can go for Pixel 8. I made a comparison of Pixel 8 versus Pixel 8a recently, which is popping up here right now, and watch that video next. Or if you want to spend a bit less money, you can also go for Galaxy A35, which I did a comparison of A35 versus A55 in Italy, which is popping here. Thanks for tuning into TechMo, and I will see you in the next video.